This is the standard. This is Stretford. Welcome back to the wheel.
Oh, good. You're back. I was worried you'd gone off to watch a 20-minute vlog about which player had the best haircut at the Fulham game. Let's talk about luck. Specifically, the kind of luck that happens in the 94th minute every single week. Like a scheduled train. The pundits, bless their 67% logic hearts, call it Fergie Time. They treat it like some paranormal entity, like Sir Alex is haunting the VAR booth. It's adorable. It's also completely wrong. If you think Michael Carrick is winning games on vibes and heritage, you're probably the same person who thinks a casino loses money because the dealer had a bad night. What you're seeing isn't a miracle. It's a systemic mutation. We spend 70 minutes boring the opposition into a vegetative state with a 3-5 filter, letting Maguire and Licha pass the ball until the opponent's brain cells start to liquefy. And then, at the exact moment their stamina ROI hits 0, we flip the switch. We drop the control, we embrace the riot. And we unleash a 4-2-2-2 that turns a football pitch into a forensic crime scene. It's not Fergie time, it's chaos theory. And by the time you realize the right back isn't where he's supposed to be, Benjamin Šeško is already doing his celebration in front of the Stretford end. Stick around, or don't. But if you're still looking for the 3-5 at the 90th minute, try to keep up. Most people think a 3-5 is an attacking formation. They see 5 players high and think we are trying to reenact the 1950s. Wrong. It's a filtration system. The first 70 minutes of Carrick ball isn't about scoring. It's about forensic torture. We set up in that 3-5 to do one thing: induce a state of systemic entropy in the opponent. Look at the personnel. We've got Maguire, Licha and Shaw and Mazraoui inverting into the back 3 after he came on, with 3 horsemen of the build-up forming the foundational floor. But here's the bit that confuses the pundits: the functional fluidity. Casemiro doesn't just play DM, he's the hinge. He drops into that back 3, not because he's lost a yard of pace, which, let's be honest, he has, but it liberates the right back, who is now free to invert into the pivot next to Mainu. He frees up Luke Shaw to bomb forward instead of staying in that back 3 as the foundational base. And just one movement from Casemiro dropping as the halfback does these two simultaneously. It lets the right back invert into the pivot to give more bodies into the midfield. It allows the left centre back who was sitting there to suddenly bomb forward into the 3-5 shape and be a threat in the final third. Check this out. Suddenly we have a box 4 in the middle that's so technically secure, the opposition is essentially chasing a ghost in a suit. And while they're chasing that ghost, they're running into the Mbeumo tax. Bryan Mbeumo is the most moneyball asset we have. In this 3-5, he's a lone number 9, a roaming disruptor. He's not there to be a target man. He's there to occupy both centre backs at once. He's making them turn. He's making them sprint. He's making them think. And thinking for a defender at the 60-minute mark is expensive. It costs calories. We aren't trying to break them down yet. We are just draining their battery. We are passing them into a vegetative state until their rest defense ROI hits 0. It's clinical, it's cold, and for the fans screaming, "Get it forward," you're missing the point. We're not playing football, we're performing an audit. And the opponent? They're about to go bankrupt. And now, the mask comes off. It's the 75th minute. The opponent is mentally checked out, physically liquidated, and spiritually broken from 70 minutes of watching Harry Maguire play 5-yard sideways passes. They think they've survived the audit. They haven't seen the bill. Carrick makes the call. We discard the 3-5 like a used filter. We go to the 4-2-2-2 Riot. And before you ask, no, it's not a narrow 4-4-2 for the 67% who think football stopped evolving in 2004. It's systemic overload. We create a box in the middle that shouldn't exist. Mainu and Casemiro, or Mazraoui if he is on the pitch and feeling adventurous, anchored the base. But the magic? It's the dual 10s. Bruno and Matheus Cunha attack inside so aggressively that the opponent's fullbacks start looking for their managers for permission to move. They're paralyzed. They're stuck in no man's land while Bruno and Cunha operate in the half spaces like they're playing a game of FIFA or an amateur. But here's the punchline. While the midfield is busy having an existential crisis, we unleash the twin towers of the vertical revolution. Bryan and Mbeumo shifts from a lone disruptor to a secondary advance forward. And Benjamin Šeško, well, Šeško becomes the executioner. We don't use the wings anymore. We don't need them. We flood the central corridor with so much technical gravity that the opponent's defensive line starts to collapse in on itself. It's a black hole. And because they're tired, their decision ROI is in the toilet. They make the one mistake we've been beating them into over for an hour. They leave Šeško or Mbeumo 1v1. And as you know, that's game over. One vertical ball, one Šeško finish, 194th minute miracle for the pundits to cry on about on the drive home. It's not Fergie time. Move on. It's 2026. It's the inevitable conclusion of a high variance audit. We didn't get away with it. We planned for it. If you're still talking about luck while we're collecting 3 points, you aren't just wrong. You're a rounding error in the data. So, that's the audit. The 3-5 is the cage. The 4-2-2-2 is the predator. And your opinion on the matter is statistically irrelevant. We don't play to your aesthetic standards. We play to the scoreboard's mathematical reality. But look, I know what you're really here for. You've seen the schedule, you've seen the Frank Ball experiment pulling into Old Trafford, a team sitting in 14th place despite a Europa League trophy in the cabinet. Daniel Levy sacked a winner to hire a process. Now he's watching the process burn in real time. Thomas Frank is under pressure. Levy is sweating. And for some reason, our own board is looking at that North London disaster and thinking, you know what? Yeah, I'll have what he's having. It's a logic deficit so profound it borders on a medical emergency. But we'll leave that for another video, shall we? Spurs are coming here to stabilize. But Thomas Frank's mid-block is the tactical equivalent of bringing a paper shield to a railgun fight. Think about it. We have Benjamin Šeško and Bryan Mbeumo, two of the most vertical assets in Europe, and we are supposed to be worried about a team that's currently losing the battle against gravity? I'm doing the full Spurs autopsy tomorrow. We'll look at why Levy's model is actually a pyramid scheme and why Thomas Frank's survival instincts are about to be shredded by the 4-2-2-2 mutation. Until then, try to keep up. I've got to figure out why SJR is obsessed with 14th place aesthetics. Our board, I tell you, bro. Anyway, glory, glory, Man United.